when it comes to innovation, guys, this wasn't on your list of questions, so sorry to blindside you, but on when it comes to innovation, whether you're local, small, or big national company, is there a checklist or some things to think about so that you avoid being like the innovation tactic falling flat or being labeled opportunistic or just not working versus something that is lasting and really woven into the fibers of humanity and will work? Is there anything, one or two things that you would think about if you're a company? Hey, people are telling me to innovate. What do I avoid when it comes to putting pen to paper on ideating that? Or do you just throw it out there and see what the market data tells you?
I think a lot of innovation comes because you're forced to. I think very little innovation, as far as I know, comes from people saying, "Well, here's a checklist on how to innovate." I know lots of business schools teach courses on innovation and managing technology. I've seen very few successes that come from, here's a checklist, and if you tick all these boxes, you will be innovative. I think most innovation happens when people are desperate. And there's so many organizations that have been forced into being desperate as we sit here. And I think the ones that say, if we don't do something, we're not going to be here next year. What can we do? I think that's when innovation starts to happen. I mean, will universities be here next year? I'm guessing they will. I hope they will. But if we go back to doing what we used to do, I think we've lost out on a huge opportunity to do something innovative. And we're in a sense forced into a little laboratory where we can do some experiments at the moment, some of which will work and some of which won't. But if we use that laboratory and we use that time, I think there can be some great innovations that come about as a result of it.
Yeah, I would advise people to think of innovation beyond the context of product innovation. So often we think about innovation as how do we digitize something, how do we make something more tech-centric, and look at the innovation of just enabling an efficient and productive remote workforce. So now you may not sell as much, but your cost model can be drastically reduced because you don't have 100,000 feet of office space, or you're relying more on contingent workers than on full-time staff. So there's innovation just in how you operate. There's innovation in your culture and how are decisions made. And I like what Leyland's saying is, we can use COVID as the excuse for failed experiments, but maybe it makes our leadership team more courageous. I know many clients pre-COVID that were dabbling in alternative revenue streams or alternative offerings, that now's the chance to dominate in those areas. Stop dabbling and keeping things around because of all these legacy, reasons. You can be a lot more blunt and a lot more bold in your decision making, and I think that would be innovative in regards to how you guys operate as a leadership team. So, I subscribe to the adage, never let a good crisis go to waste. And we're letting it go to waste if we're just hunkered down waiting for normal to get back here. Let's use it to trim the fat and to become the businesses that we always wished that we could be, but didn't have the guts to do, because now we have a lot less to risk. Right.